In the world today, protecting a country's borders is vital.
It is seen as a gateway to the UK.
These are the men and women in uniform responsible for safeguarding Ireland's borders. Stopping.
Look at me, behind the yellow line.
Searching.
Have you been stopped at a checkpoint before?
We just listened to me.
And seizing drugs, arms and illegal goods.
If anyone tries to harm me, that dog will tear them to shreds.
Saving lives.
I'd say about 200 kilometres per hour.
And protecting Ireland's inhabitants and millions of visiting tourists.
You could have been here 100 times. It doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to get in the 101st time.
They police the ports.
But you have to make sure there's definitely nobody underneath the vehicle.
The airports.
Why did you tell me you weren't working?
And the roads.
These are very badly damaged straps.
If you can't drive the truck, shouldn't be on the road.
These are the border interceptors. Coming up. The Garda Traffic Corps are in hot pursuit of a stolen vehicle.
Permission to use Stinger if we get in a safe position, please.
Illegal immigrants make a run for it. Can port security catch them before they cross the border? And at Cork Airport, there's an Interpol alert.
Sistema Interpol y hit.
Over 2.3 million passengers pass through the doors of Cork Airport every year. And every single one of them must pass through passport and immigration. On the desk today are officers Noel Maxwell and James Ahern. Their job is to spot anyone acting suspiciously or trying to enter the country illegally.
Your travel document. Border control entails the vetting of EU persons and non-EU persons. See that they're suitable for entering the state. You living in Ireland?
Hello. This is border control, so by arriving here, they are scrutinised as though it could be their first point of entry into the EU.
In 2017, nearly 500,000 people were denied entry to EU countries by border guards.
We are high up there in human rights stakes.
It is seen as a gateway to the UK.
We have an economy that is back on track after a recession, and working and living conditions here are of quite a high standard.
I suppose the main thing with border control policing is experience. Off the phone, take your card, stand behind the yellow line. Excuse me, hello, look at me, behind the yellow line. All right, very good. You are watching, you are listening, and you're carefully scrutinising people as they're coming towards you in the lines and the queues, and then you're following that up with questions and scanning of documentation.
At an international airport like Cork, immigration officers must face people from all over the world.
Why did you tell me you weren't working?
Because I don't understand your question.
There are occasions where people may want to use the fact that they are not fluent in English. That creates a problem.
A woman has just flown in from Spain and is at Officer Maxwell's desk. And there's a problem with her EU identity card. The card has had a hit on the Interpol database. 30 million travel documents are reported lost or stolen across Europe every year. Counterfeit and stolen documents are a key factor in international terrorism, with criminals paying up to 10,000 euros for them on the black market. Back at Cork Airport, with the woman's limited English, it's tough going for Officer Maxwell. Good job his colleague James Ahern speaks Spanish.
¿Tienes pasaporte?
No, no traigo pasaporte, o sea, ni me he molestado en sacarme el pasaporte.
Aquí tenemos sistema Interpol y hit. Perdiste esta carta.
¿Que si la perdí?
Sí.
No, la perdí
Seguro.
hace tiempo y me la volví a sacar. De hecho, tiene súper poco tiempo.
Yeah, she said she lost it for a short while.
According to her, she reported her ID card stolen, but has since found it. She says she thought she could still use it for travel. As her card's been flagged by Interpol, the guards need to make sure she is who she says she is. All the woman can do now is wait. Car crime in Ireland is big business. Using the busy seaport at Dublin, criminals are able to steal cars to order and have them out of the country in a matter of hours. Operation Waste was set up to combat the gangs involved. Since 2015, it's estimated that over €3 million worth of stolen cars have been recovered. Garda traffic officers Damien Duffy and John Caitlin are working to patrol and secure the Irish borders in the never-ending fight against crime.
We have a great emphasis on policing the port for a number of reasons. It's a point of entry and exit into the state. We have to keep our eye on people and goods coming and going that shouldn't be. There's an awful lot of very high-spec, very high-value cars being taken. Very often the keys will have been fished outside of the letterbox. That could happen in the early hours of the morning. And by 6 a.m, those cars are in containers, they're on boats, they're on ships, and they're leaving the country for destinations in Africa and Eastern Europe.
It's not long before a call comes over the radio.
Approaching clear at the moment, blue Audi A6.
It's exactly the type of vehicle that is smuggled across the border overnight. They head to Intercept.
Control from Tango Bravo 101, permission to use Stinger if we get in a safe position, please.
Too many cars.
It's too dangerous for the Stinger.
No, we've been told not to use it because it's a motorway. There's too many live lanes of traffic, it's not safe. I'd say reverse, chap, because...
So the officers lie in wait for the stolen car.
Here he comes now, full speed.
Oh, lovely Audi.
Oh, Ford Focus.
Oh, the RS. Oh. What's your look? Follow on. Oh, I'd say about 200 kilometers per hour.
The stolen Audi disappears fast into the distance. There's no way these boys in their standard issue patrol car are going to keep up.
My God. That's some speed, isn't it, guys? It's absolutely scary.
Luckily, several colleagues in more high-powered vehicles are already hot on its tail.
Straight through the roundabout. Abandoned.
Officers Duffy and Caitlin follow close behind, ready to offer backup at any moment.
Statement has been taken.
Amazing. That is a brilliant result.
The vehicle that was being pursued all the way from Laois has just been brought to a conclusion. The driver has been arrested now as well. It turns out that the vehicle in question had been stolen with keys from a house in the Midlands. It's a Audi A6, nice car now. Half it in the wall.
He was going, God only knows what speed he was doing, way above any of the capacity of most of the patrol cars in our fleet. The risks are massive. They're absolutely massive. See the two cars here, either side of the marked patrol car in the roundabout? They're the cream of the crop, high-performance pursuit vehicles. If it wasn't for them two, there'd be no conclusion tonight.
So we have a vehicle that was stolen, recovered, minor damage, and we have one prisoner in custody, and most importantly, nobody was hurt. So it was a good result.
If it wasn't for the Garda Traffic Corps, the stolen Audi would have been across the border and out of the country by morning. Dublin Port covers over 600 acres and handles over 100,000 haulage vehicles a year, making protecting it no mean feat. Activity at the port never stops, and the site is monitored 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by a network of CCTV cameras. In the control room, security officers Dermot Weldon and Paddy Rooney are viewing live feeds from the system.
Oh, there, the lad are working there. Control to Alpha 3.
They are on the front line in the battle against illegal immigrants who stop at nothing to try and make it across the border. And tonight is no exception. Having emerged from under a newly arrived truck, these people may believe they are home and dry, but their every move is now under surveillance. There's nowhere to run. In 2017, more than 10 people every 24 hours were stopped, refused entry, and deported out of the country. Coordinating a ground team into position, port security and the Garda are ready and waiting to spring their trap. After a long and dangerous journey, their attempt to enter the country has ended in capture. Tonight, this border is secure. Back at Cork Airport, a Spanish passenger is stuck airside. She's travelling on an ID card that's been flagged by Interpol as stolen.
Aquí tenemos sistema Interpol y HIT.
Finally, she's able to produce a Spanish driving licence. Now the guards must decide if the woman is who she says she is. It's entirely down to Officer Maxwell to decide if the woman should be allowed to enter Ireland.
Okay?
Sí,
Yeah.
todo.
He reviews her paperwork and is satisfied. The woman is permitted to enter the country.
Okay, this is your driver's license. This is a letter explaining. Right, I don't know your English. Your English college will have to explain.
Dentro de 2 meses sí.
Yeah.
Tenemos que llevarte tarjeta, ¿ok?
El DNI.
Sí.
I must keep this, okay, because of this.
Vale. Bueno, gracias.
Gracias.
Hasta luego. Hasta luego.
She said that she had lost her card and obviously had reported it lost or stolen and then had found it again and now was reusing it. So it comes up as a hit on the system. So we're obliged then to act on that. She had her Spanish driver's license with her, so I was happy with her identity and that, and she's here for a specific reason in the country. So she'll have to go to our embassy and get a new travel document issued.
There are approximately 350,000 goods vehicles on the road in Ireland, travelling between the borders and from coastal ports to airports. It's the job of the Road Safety Authority, working with the police to enforce the rules that keep vehicles safe on Irish roads.
Brake pad indicator light on as well, like. Okay, so, yeah.
Today, Garda officer Liam Lawler is part of an RSA checkpoint in Carlow. Officer Lawler has pulled over a truck and is immediately concerned by what he sees.
The truck is fully loaded at the moment. Here at the back there's kegs, they're full, quite heavy actually, and there are other products on top of products here on the top, on the pallets. So you have a pallet of goods, then you have other products and other products on top of that again. So you have an unstable load. There's nothing holding this load here. The curtains are purely to keep the weather away from the product. This could be very dangerous if the load was to shift on a bend or on a roundabout or a sudden stop. It wouldn't be right to let them continue knowing that it is not a safe load.
Officer Lawler calls the truck owner to voice his concerns.
When we open the curtains on this, there are no gates or any form of load securing on it at all. A little bit disappointed that it's like this because, you know, anything can come through the curtains. They're purely a weather curtain, you know. We can't let them continue with the truck the way it is at the moment.
Driving with an unsecured load could mean 3 penalty points and a fine of up to €5,000 for the driver. Officer Lawler tells them that unless they can rectify the situation, the truck is going nowhere. It's not long before a van arrives carrying a set of gates for the beer truck. Officer Lawler supervises as they are fitted.
And I can tell you now.
Why these were not put on before the truck left its depot is anyone's guess.
These are the gates that already obviously have been made for. They weren't made in the last hour since we stopped the truck. So they obviously have been made already and just hadn't been fitted. This changes this load completely. Obviously, with these cages, nothing can break free.
This time, the driver is sent on his way with just a warning, and a potentially lethal situation has been averted.
He had kegs of beer, he had crates of beer, and For one of those kegs to come off and to hit or to damage or to go through the windscreen of a car could have catastrophic effects, really.
Car and commercial vehicle smuggling is a major organised crime within Ireland. Knocked-off vehicles are traded on the black market, with cars either used for crime or specific models stolen to order.
There's an awful lot of very high-spec, very high-value cars being taken. That could happen in the early hours of the morning. And by 6 a.m, those cars are in containers, they're on boats, they're on ships, and they're leaving the country for destinations in Africa and Eastern Europe.
Dublin Port handles around 400,000 shipping containers and trailers each year. Brand new vehicles are shipped in and out of the port daily, and it's while they're stored on site that opportunists strike. But getting the vehicles out of the country requires getting them past port security. On ground patrol, Security Officer Dermot Weldon is called to the Port Secure truck compound, where new vehicles are stored, awaiting collection. A man has handed over paperwork claiming it allows him to take a truck. But Dermot is not convinced and has called in colleague Paddy Rooney to take a look.
And that guy taking out that
They decide they need to question the man further.
Now, should have been there in the first place.
With nothing to prove that the truck should be released to him, the officers need to work out if this is another case of vehicle theft.
This gentleman has a small little docket. But the problem that we have here at the moment is he could have collected that docket inside for a load, then came over here hoping to get a €90,000 truck out of here.
Making the wrong decision will allow the driver to take €90,000 worth of truck out from under their noses.
He's not collecting a 40-foot unit. He's collecting a brand new crab. Have unit, 90,000 worth. So you come along on Monday morning, man comes down and looking for his cab unit, and it's gone.
The man still insists he's supposed to be picking up the truck.
The gentleman has a parcel that they use for...
Paddy radios through to the security office to see if there's anything that might prove the truck can be released. But without the paperwork, it's bad news for the guy.
No, it's not allowed, especially a new truck.
Paddy and Dermot have stuck to their guns. This truck is going nowhere. Dublin's busy port is located 20 minutes drive away from its international airport. These two key destinations require frequent freight deliveries transported between them. HGVs now use Dublin Port Tunnel. At 4.5 kilometres long, it easily connects the two locations, avoiding the city centre and shaving time off their journeys. The trucks are picking up jet fuel from ships docking at the port and transporting it to the airport to refuel planes. Carrying highly explosive loads through underground tunnels requires skilled drivers to drive extremely carefully, as tunnel fires can be catastrophic. Patrolling in and around the tunnel today are Garda traffic officers Philip Earle and Paddy McElroy. Travelling in an unmarked car has its advantages.
We're being flashed by the car behind. We're doing 8.
What they're witnessing now is a cause for major alarm. Heading for the airport, this driver appears to be in a hurry. Trucks travelling over 80 kilometres per hour require at least 100 metres to stop safely.
Here we go, it's down for now.
Speeding in a confined space and carrying explosive material, there's only one guaranteed response. This driver has been caught fair and square, and by the one cop he doesn't want to meet.
That's some disgraceful driving. I'll introduce myself. My name's Garda Philip Earle. I'm attached to regional traffic base at Dublin Castle on the commercial vehicle unit. So in other words, the man who does the trucks. So we can stop all that carry on now. If you can't drive the truck, shouldn't be on the road.
I'm well able to drive the truck.
Well, that's not what I'm after seeing back there. I'm after seeing you within 10 feet of a vehicle, flashing your lights. You're aware what happens when you crash one of those in a tunnel?
Very much so.
And that's the way we drive.
Well, I'm standing on the brakes. I'm actually standing on the brakes.
So you're telling me you can't control the vehicle?
Oh, we can control, that's how we...
Well, it didn't look like it. This is the excuse you're telling me.
We could have been an old lady driving in front of him, or a vulnerable road user, where they could have panicked at that sort of situation, where they see a large truck coming up behind them. They could either change lanes, cause another vehicle to brake unnecessarily, or there's any sort of different scenarios that can unfold as part of an aggressive driver like this.
He's basically saying that he couldn't slow down the truck enough. I mean, it's incredible stuff to be saying. A professional driver with all the driver licenses, he's carrying fuel destined for Dublin Airport, and he's driving in that manner.
Exasperated by his explanation, it's within the cop's power to take the vehicle off the road.
I'm going to give you a ticket for driving without due care and attention. It is penalty points and it is a fine. If that was some poor tourist there thinking there's something wrong with my car, I better stop, this man wants to talk to me. We'll be looking at ambulances now, if we're lucky. I'll leave you to it, sir. Take care.
He's got off lightly, but there's a final sting in the tail.
He's a registered driving instructor. You couldn't make that up.
The officers can take comfort that a potential disaster has been averted. In the world today, protecting a country's borders is vital.
It is seen as a gateway to the UK.
These are the men and women in uniform responsible for safeguarding Ireland's borders. Stopping.
Look at me, behind the yellow line.
Searching.
Have you been stopped at a checkpoint before?
We just listened to me.
And seizing drugs, arms and illegal goods.
If anyone tries to harm me, that dog will tear them to shreds.
Saving lives.
I'd say about 200 kilometres per hour.
And protecting Ireland's inhabitants and millions of visiting tourists.
You could have been here 100 times. It doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to get in the 101st time.
They police the ports.
But you have to make sure that definitely nobody underneath the vehicle.
The airports.
Why did you tell me you weren't working?
And the roads.
These are very badly damaged straps.
If you can't drive the truck, shouldn't be on the road.
These are the border interceptors. Coming up, the Garda Traffic Corps stop a car with UK plates and they're not happy with what they find.
Well, the bad news is it hasn't been tested, so it's going to be seized, I'm afraid.
A truck driver at an RSA checkpoint faces the prospect of a prison sentence.
Worst case scenario, €5,000 and or 6 months in jail.
And at Dublin Airport, the border guards are doubtful about a passenger's intentions in Ireland.
I asked your sister to give you a letter of invitation. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
Since 1961, Cork Airport has grown into a major international hub, flying to over 40 destinations globally. More than 5,000 passengers a day pass through, making it Ireland's second busiest airport behind Dublin. Every one of those 5,000 is checked by Ireland's Garda National Immigration Bureau. Today, Officer James Ahern is manning the desk. It's estimated that over 600,000 illegal immigrants are living in the EU. Many arrived on student visas and then just disappeared.
What's the reason for your visit to Ireland?
This father and son are travelling over from a non-EU country.
How many weeks?
The son is studying in Ireland for the summer. Officer Ahern wants to check out their story.
Do you have a letter from the school or some kind of...
It is in my bag.
He claims the letter is in his bag. And his bag is beyond the passport gate.
Okay, what we'll do is I'll keep the passport. I'm going to ask you to go and get that letter from the school so I can look at it, okay?
Should I pass through?
Yeah, you can pass through. I'll keep your passport, all right?
While the father and son go in search of their luggage, Officer Ahern has another tricky situation to deal with.
Hey, Dan.
My passport is in my hand luggage and they put it on the hold.
Arriving for a golfing holiday, this British traveller admits to not having his passport on him.
The lady said someone would take me down to my bag.
Do you have any more ID on you?
I've only got, no, I haven't. I've got a photo of it, hasn't got my face on it, because I sent it for the details, but nothing else on me. Only my boarding pass, that's it.
Right.
As member states of the EU, free travel is allowed between the UK and Ireland. Passports are not required, but UK citizens do need to present some form of valid photo ID.
Well, because this is an international airport and you've come to immigration without a travel document,
right.
I'm going to have to get you to sit down over there and I'll get someone to get your bag, bring it down to you.
Okay.
Okay. All right, just take a seat over there and one of the brown seats over there. How you doing?
The father and son were allowed landside only because they had passports. But this guy has nothing. For now, he's staying airside on international soil. The father's found his bags, and he returns letter in hand to Officer Ahern to prove why they're in the country.
Is he leaving on the 19th of August?
Yes. We have his
Not the 20th, the 19th.
Yeah, I have his ticket. Would you like to see it?
Okay, no, if you're telling me it's the 19th, I'm happy enough with that.
It all checks out, and their passports are returned.
Thank you.
They're now officially allowed into the country. But the golfer is in trouble. He needs to find some ID. And with a queue of passengers at Officer Ahern's desk, he's going nowhere fast. Every month, nearly 2 million cars cross the 500-kilometre border between Northern Ireland and the Republic. Many of them stay without being re-registered, and this is illegal. Officers Paddy McElroy and Philip Earl of the Garda Traffic Corps have found a suspect car. Its UK plates have rung alarm bells, so they've moved to investigate.
If that isn't taxed, insured and so on in the UK, the vehicle can be seized.
Morning, sir, how are we? Sorry to disturb you. Just checking that you're on foreign registered vehicle there.
The driver doesn't own the car. It belongs to his son-in-law, who has recently moved from Scotland to Ireland.
Basically what he's saying is it's his son-in-law's car. He's moved over recently from the UK and he made arrangements to put it onto Irish registration plates back in March. 4 months on it is a bit much. Okay, I take it it's totally road legal in the UK, then it'd be MOT'd and taxed and insured and so on. Okay, just be a moment, so we run a quick check.
The driver thinks he can pull the wool over their eyes in his UK car, but he clearly doesn't know about cross-border cooperation. And it's not long before the Garda get what they need.
Now, sir, that's not adding up, I'm afraid. A quick check online is telling us that it hasn't been taxed in over 2 years and it hasn't been tested in over 2 years either. So it's not road legal in the UK. Now, sir, just be a moment, we'll make a few checks.
And when they decide to investigate the driver, the plot thickens.
Control, would you have to give us a person to your Connaught Road, please?
Right, go ahead.
So he's going to come back with any instance that he's been associated with, if any.
That was Section 41 back in 2010.
Section 41, he said the car previously taken off him.
Attention.
I think we've bad news from him.
Yeah, I think so.
He's got previous, and their minds are made up. They're taking him off the road.
Now, sir, sorry for the delay. Now, I checked you previously the car taken off in 2010, I see. Well, the bad news is I'm not happy that it's road legal in Ireland. I say it hasn't been tested in over 2 years in the UK. So definitely hasn't been tested in Ireland, so it's going to be seized, I'm afraid, under provisions of Section 41 of the Road Traffic Act. What I have to do is make a lawful demand for you to produce all your documents within 10 days. So that's your certificate of exemption or insurance and a certificate of roadworthiness, the MOT or NCT for it. If he fails to do that, he'll end up in court and being prosecuted. It is a penalty point matter, obviously, driving a car that's untested.
And if he doesn't have insurance, he's facing a ban. The next place this driver is heading for is the courtroom. Back at Cork Airport, and border guard James Ahern has been approached by a passenger.
My passport is in my hand luggage and they put it on the hold. The lady said someone would take me down to my bag and then I can show it to you down there.
Do you have any more ID on you?
No.
All right, just take a seat over there. I'm one of the brown seats.
The passenger is being forced to play the waiting game while he tries to work out how to get his documents. If he can't provide some form of photo ID, he could be on the next flight back to the UK. He's not travelling alone. His friend has already crossed the border. He hopes to track them down via text and retrieve his passport that way.
This is an international airport. You can't come through immigration without your passport or travel document. The airline and its handling agents are under obligation to remind all passengers if they take their bags off to remove their travel documents from their bags. So this creates a big problem for us and for the passengers.
The text got through.
Yeah, you can pass through.
And his friend finally appears with his bag. With his documents to hand, he is able to return to the immigration desk.
You understand that because it's an international airport, we need to see a travel document before you can pass through immigration?
I wasn't expecting to get through without it. I just thought...
Yeah. Okay, very good. Thanks for that. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
They put my bag on the hold, and I literally remembered as the wheels went down, I was like, oh no, I ain't got my passport. But it was all right, to be fair, so it's all sorted, isn't it? Hopefully I'll have my passport when I come back.
It's crazy coming into an airport, international or not, without a travel document. It's crazy.
Road Safety Inspector Jim Fleming is manning a checkpoint outside of Dublin. They have selected a busy stretch of road as trucks are required to deliver goods across the borders.
I'll just have a quick look at this download. I'll be back to you. Thanks for your
The
time.
Road Safety Authority use these checks to ensure that all vehicle safety regulations are being followed. If a driver is found to be operating outside the limits of the law, the RSA have the power to seize the vehicle and impound it. Inspector Fleming's next truck is an import. Companies often import trucks from the UK and re-register them in Ireland, saving them thousands of pounds.
My name is Jim Fleming. I'm a transport officer at the RSA. I just want to have a look at your tacho and go through the licensing details with you.
All trucks operating in the EU are required by law to record on a tachograph detailed information about every journey they make. If they don't comply, they can face fines in excess of €3,000, as well as 4 months or more in jail and a 6-month driving ban. In 2014, the RSA took nearly 300 prosecutions to court.
I'll just have a quick look at this download. I'll be back to you.
The tacho download will allow him to see if the driver is keeping to the strict regulations on driving hours.
So we'll just have a look at the download now and see.
Drivers have a personal driver's card to use in the tacho whilst on shift.
You can see there last Tuesday, the vehicle was driven for a day with no driver card in it.
There's a problem with the driver's card. Jim is now more than suspicious about the truck's activity. No card should mean no journey.
Tachograph is not in compliance with the regulations.
The tachograph has also revealed to him that the vehicle has the wrong registration details and no operator license. Things don't look good for the driver. And jail time is not out of the question.
I was driving it for a couple of days, but I can't just stop walking, you know. I put in for the card. I had my card still working while I was waiting for it.
Yeah, well, driving in the last 28 days is on it. You should have held on to it.
With the gravity of the offences hanging over him, the driver calls his company manager. And it's not long before he arrives.
I'm just going to read this back to you because you're in it as well. I just need to go through this.
What's the fine for that?
Worst case scenario, €5,000 and or 6 months in jail.
Finally, the full impact of the situation hits home.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.
With a large fine and potential jail time on the table, the company manager will need to act fast to rectify the infringements. For now, the men are on their way with a warning. But if they don't provide proof that the problems have been sorted out, their next stop could be a cell. In 2017, Dublin was the fastest growing major European airport, with close to 30 million passengers passing through from far-flung destinations like Abu Dhabi, New York, and Hong Kong. There's a constant threat of illegal immigrants trying to get into Ireland, sometimes to stay, sometimes to travel on to the UK. It's vitally important to check each and every passenger, a task that falls to the officers working the immigration desks. Officers like Mick Lally.
Will you sign that when you go home?
If he suspects a passenger doesn't have enough funds for their stay, or can't prove they're here legitimately, then they're not getting in.
How long are you here for?
Prayer break for 3 months.
Right.
She invited me here.
A woman has recently landed from Toronto. She says she's here to visit her sister. If he's going to grant her leave to land, he's going to need more information.
Right, if you're coming to stay with your sister, did your sister give you a letter of invitation?
Yeah, she invited me here.
Did she give you a letter?
Her English is good, but she doesn't understand what Officer Lally wants.
No letter.
So how do I know she's invited you?
I don't know. She didn't.
I do not know. That is the answer. I asked your sister give you a letter of invitation. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know about that letter. I don't know.
Without the letter, she has to convince him that she's genuine, or he could refuse her entry. It's the night shift for the Garda Traffic Corps. Officers Mark Fay and Paddy McElroy are patrolling the roads between Dublin Port and Dublin Airport. They have spotted a car driving erratically.
There he is.
They head off in pursuit.
Well used to drive around here at speed, not getting stopped. Until today.
And it's not long before they've cornered him.
How are you doing? Okay, the reason why I'm stopping you is your manner of driving, okay?
Yes, I forgot to indicate.
You've got to indicate, but it's also the manner of speed in which you're driving as well. Okay, I'm going to conduct a test with you, okay? So if you want to turn off the engine of the car and I'll show you the test I'm going to do with you, okay? So hop out.
In 2017, the Garda Traffic Corps ran over 50,000 mandatory roadside checks for drug intoxication. Driving under the influence of drugs carries a maximum fine of €5,000, up to 6 months in prison, and a 12-month driving ban.
I need you to take it, rub it on the inside of your mouth. When this goes blue, I'll tell you when to stop. Okay, it takes a few minutes, so you go ahead. As much phlegm as you possibly can. Let me see it. No, keep going.
Just driving erratically, especially at this time of night. Anybody could still be out walking their dogs. It's the summertime, kids be out. They could still be out at this time. You just never know. It's not acceptable.
The test is taking too long. They should have a result by now.
Still no. Keep going.
Strange.
The officer inspects the test device.
You broke the glass.
Ow.
You chewed on it.
With a broken mouthpiece, the test is void. He has no choice but to start again.
Okay, no, don't chew on it. Suck on it.
And again, there's a problem with the machine.
You've broken again.
You told me I have to suck, that's all what I did.
Yeah, I told you to suck. You're breaking the glass. You're actually breaking the piece.
Could it be that this driver is wise to the test and is deliberately breaking the equipment? If he is, the Garda are having none of it, and it's third time lucky. The officer slots the sample into the test machine to get the results.
Now we wait. All right? Take.
The Garda now have to play the waiting game whilst the machine does its work. Back at Dublin Airport, Officer Mick Lally is dealing with a passenger who has recently landed from Toronto.
Right, if you're coming to stay with your sister, Did your sister give you a letter of invitation?
Yeah, she invited me here.
She says she's here to stay with her sister, but Mick's not convinced.
No letter.
So how do I know she's invited you?
She has no proof of her reasons for coming to Ireland.
You need a letter of invitation from her, because if she's accommodating you, then you don't have to show hotel bookings or that.
I've been here in 2012 as well.
I know, but what I'm trying to explain to you is you could have been here 100 times. It doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to get in the 101st time.
You can check in my file here. Don't you guys have
How do you know
files?
you have a file? You mightn't have a file.
Well,
Where did
it's
you
in
fly
the
from?
computer.
Do you have a return ticket?
Yeah.
Are you going to show it to them?
Oh, they didn't print it yet, but I have a return flight August 29 to Canada, Edmonton.
Mick has decided how to proceed. Having verified the woman's return flight, Mick is convinced enough to grant her entry to the country.
Okay.
She's allowed to be on her way, and Mick moves on to the next in line. On the night shift,
There he is.
Garda traffic officers have stopped a Hungarian driver who was driving erratically.
Okay, the reason why I'm stopping you is your manner of driving, okay?
With activity around the port busy both day and night,
When this goes blue, I'll tell you when to stop.
it's important that dangerous drivers are stopped and, if necessary, taken off the roads.
You broke the glass.
They suspect he is under the influence of drugs, and after a couple of failed attempts, have managed to get a saliva sample from him.
This machine is show everything.
It shows these four things. So it shows cocaine, opiates being heroin, benzos, and cannabis.
And I will lose my driving license.
Well, it all depends. You'll be brought back to a guard station, we'll get a blood specimen back off you in the guard station, and then it'll be sent off for analysis, and if it's detected in the blood, well then you'll be summoned to court. And then it's a 1-year disqualification off the road if convicted in court.
They've been waiting patiently, and now the results are in. It's bad news for the driver.
You have tested positive for cocaine.
That is good
So
or
far,
bad?
that's bad.
Okay.
Okay, so I have to inform you that I'm arresting you on suspicion of being under the influence of drugs whilst driving. You are not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so, but anything you do say will be taken down in writing and may be given in evidence. Do you understand what all this means?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
It's down to the station for a blood test to confirm the result. If it comes back positive, this man is facing losing his license, a maximum £5,000 fine, and possible jail time.
Do you take much cocaine?
No. Just, that was actually Saturday night, you know.
Yeah. See how long it stays in the system for?
He claims it's been 48 hours since he took the drug. But that doesn't help. Cocaine can still be detected in the system in that time.
Our holiday started from this Monday because the whole factory and the company is closed down completely. So, like a little celebrate, but it was really stupid.
What do you work as?
Fitting doors and windows.
Right, so you a driver?
Yeah, yes, actually, yes.
So you need your license?
If I lose my license, I lose my job straight away.
Hopefully this is a lesson for you.
It's a big lesson.
The seriousness of the situation hits home. He's not only facing losing his license, but his livelihood too. In the world today, protecting a country's borders is vital.
It is seen as a gateway to the UK.
These are the men and women in uniform responsible for safeguarding Ireland's borders. Stopping.
Look at me, behind the yellow line.
Searching.
Have you been stopped at a checkpoint before?
We just listened to me.
And seizing. Drugs, arms and illegal goods.
If anyone tries to harm me, that dog will tear them to shreds.
Saving lives.
I'd say about 200 kilometres per hour.
And protecting Ireland's inhabitants and millions of visiting tourists.
You could have been here 100 times. It doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to get in the 101st time.
They police the ports.
But you have to make sure there's definitely nobody underneath the vehicle.
The airports.
Why did you tell me you weren't working?
And the roads.
These are very badly damaged straps.
If you can't drive the truck, shouldn't be on the road.
These are the border interceptors. Coming up, a routine stop and search.
What's the story?
Turns up an alarming find for the Garda Traffic Corps.
Some drugs paraphernalia here. The needles and tubes for making up their own syringes.
Cork Port's four-legged secret weapon.
That dog will tear them to shreds.
And at Dublin Airport Immigration.
You with the group?
Yes.
A student who may be on the next plane home.
No problem then, because that visa's used.
Cork Port is the second busiest port in Ireland and welcomes car ferries, cruise ships and freight carriers, giving easy access to the whole of Ireland. The frontline is protected by armed police. Their primary role is to stop people trying to smuggle themselves illegally across the border.
Great, thanks a million. Thanks a million. Mostly families come in here, but you still have to be very careful about the checks you carry out. Brilliant, thanks a million. It's mostly people that we're interested in. We work hand in hand with customs and they're interested in contraband. Thanks very much. Bye.
But port security is not just of the two-legged variety. Officer Harrington is one of two Garda dog handlers for County Cork, assisted by two dogs, Laser and Rex.
Rex is trained to find and detect various different illegal drugs. A very common misconception is that the dogs are addicted to the drugs they're trained to find. They're not, because a lot of the drugs that he's trained to detect would, if you got him into his system or up his nose, would actually overwhelm his system and kill him. The other dog we have here today, his name is Laser. Laser's trained primarily for search and rescue of missing or vulnerable people. But if the person tries to hurt the dog, hurt me or escape, the dog is trained to bite them and detain them. He's there to defend me at all costs, so if anyone tries to harm me, that dog will tear them to shreds. When you have a big angry German Shepherd that's barking and telling people to cop on, 9 times out of 10 they tend to listen.
Rex and Officer Harrington are ever vigilant as they patrol the port, working as a team to detect smugglers trying to bring contraband into the country.
Just letting them have a walk by, just seeing if they pick up on anything and possibly in any of the cars. Like if there's cannabis or anything like that in the car, they'd have a very pungent smell and you'd actually pick it up, the dogs can pick it up outside the vehicles. From time to time you'd get specific information that might suggest that a particular car might be on the ferry that might be of interest to us.
A ferry from France is about to dock at the port. And the Garda are about to act on a tip-off about a truck on board.
Okay guys, we have the ferry coming from Roscoff this morning, 480 vehicles on board. There's one truck that's of interest to us. We're going to be checking that truck, so as usual anyway.
With around 180 vehicles rolling off the ferry, any one of these could be carrying illegal immigrants. The officers spot the target vehicle as it leaves the ferry, and they pull it over as it heads to leave the port. They now move in to perform a thorough search, before deciding if the truck will be allowed to enter the country.
Can I just have a quick look in the back there? I don't mind. Thanks very much. No, it's empty. We checked over at the far side. 3 times you were checked. Yeah.
The Garda are prepped and ready to act, should anyone be hiding amongst the empty containers.
We've had some problems the last few months in relation to that. I suppose it's just the current climate in Europe. A lot of desperate people over there trying to get a life. We're here to make sure that the that our borders are secure. We've had some clandestines come in on the back of trailers. Yeah, I'm satisfied this is secure and there's nobody on board.
They may have found nothing, but they're not finished yet. It's time to bring in the big guns.
Oh. Come on, Rex, let's go. Come on, Rex. Where is it? Where is it? Thank you.
Detective Garda Ray Flannery is on duty at the immigration booths in Dublin Airport.
How long are you going to stay in Ireland?
One more day.
He's keeping an eye out for anything that may indicate a passenger is not being honest about their intentions in Ireland.
Where are you going to be based?
At All Hallows and then at Trinity College, Dublin.
A group of American students have just landed from Heathrow in the UK.
You're part of the group, yeah?
They're stopping off in Ireland for a few days on their way back to the US.
You with the group?
Yes.
Do you have a second visa?
No.
But it seems one of the students has a problem with his visa.
You have a problem then, because that visa is used.
They were not supposed to, like when they sign it.
The tutor arrives at Officer Flannery's desk in order to explain the situation.
We changed planes, we went from...
Yeah, but the visa he has is a single entry visa.
Yes, and they made the people on this side made a mistake in the Irish airport, but the person stamped it accidentally because she just took the whole lot of ours and just stamped them all.
He has to be convinced that they are telling the truth, or the student will be back on a plane and on his way out of the country.
It's deemed used once it's stamped.
Yeah, but we didn't know this, and we had, you know.
Yeah, so technically you should, because you came to here to go to the UK.
Yeah, but
yeah. So once you landed here, what airline would you go to the UK with?
When we went through the Irish consulate in Boston, we gave them the itinerary and said we were flying Aer Lingus from into Dublin to Heathrow, and this is what they.
Yeah, no, it should be in both.
Officer Flannery is happy that there has been a genuine mistake.
So how long more are you staying?
We're staying till Tuesday.
And allows the boy to enter Ireland to join his fellow students.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You had the correct visas, but just that the Irish visa was stamped in error. It didn't need to be stamped coming through here in transit.
The next passenger at Officer Flannery's desk has flown in from Brazil.
I have an Irish family, a wife and a daughter.
He and his family have previously lived in Ireland, but have been back in South America. His family have flown home ahead of him, and he's just arrived to join them.
We are living in Brazil, and during that period there, my GNIB expired.
His GNIB card has expired. This gives him immigration permission to stay in the country beyond 90 days. He will have to register again for a new card.
Are you living in Dublin?
Yeah.
You're down the country, you go to the local, but...
Everything seems to be in order, until Officer Flannery asks the man his address in Ireland.
What address are you living at?
When I left, what we're going to live now.
When you left, you were living in...
When I left, was in...
The address they have on record is from 2009.
Okay, when did you live in Triton?
This is when we married in 2009.
Officer Flannery isn't concerned about the man's intentions, but explains that he needs to keep his contact details up to date at all times.
Anytime you move address, you have to notify immigration that you have moved address.
Right here.
Okay? It's very important you do so. And we hold on to this card because it's expired. Okay?
With Officer Flannery holding on to the expired GNIB card, the man will need to register for a new one. This time, making sure all his details are correct and up to date.
Thank you.
Okay.
Back at Cork Port, the Garda Border Patrol are on high alert.
Can I just have a quick look in the back there? Thanks very much.
They've had a tip-off that a truck arriving from France may be carrying something or someone it shouldn't have been.
There's nobody on board.
So far, they've discovered nothing. Time to bring out their secret weapon, Rex.
Come on, Rex, let's go. Come on, Rex. Where is it? Oh, you're going to work. Where's that? Rex?
Every time these dogs go to work, they think they're playing a game. So if the dog isn't happy to be searching for his toy, he won't do it. So you have to keep the dogs happy at all times.
The dog goes to work, checking potential hiding places for smuggled drugs.
So now he's in work mode and he will just fly through this truck searching it.
And if he comes across anything, he would stop beside it and start barking and scratching at it using his paws.
With a sense of smell 2,000 times stronger and 50 times more sensitive than that of a human's, Rex is a potent weapon in security operations.
Good boy, Rex.
To him, it's a game. But if he finds anything, the drivers won't be smiling.
He's very, very good at what he does, and he can make our search team's jobs an awful lot easier. Good boy. Yeah. Good boy.
Rex's expert nose finds nothing. Given the all clear, the truck is waved through into the country. On this occasion, the tip-off hasn't led to a bust, but the squad will remain vigilant, ready for the next illegal attempt to enter the country. The Garda Traffic Corps patrols the roads around Dublin Port and Dublin Airport. It's their job to keep these busy entry points to the Republic of Ireland safe. Officers Paddy McElroy and Philip Earle are in their patrol car. And they've spotted something that rings alarm bells. They turn the vehicle around and head off in pursuit of the Nissan Micra.
Just took the turn a bit quick for my liking.
As the driver overtakes other road users erratically,
Hasn't copped us yet. He wouldn't drive like that if he knew we were behind him.
the officers radio in for a vehicle check.
Control, just looking for a vehicle registration check when you can. It's a dark coloured Micra and your insurance.
Insurance resident March this year, tax May of this year, dated up to March this year. All I put there, please, I checked you up behind earlier on this year.
Roger that, sir.
It's time to pull this driver over. Officer McElroy approaches the car to investigate.
Oh, you keep an eye on them, fella, will you? You're coming up with loads of stuff missing on your car.
Missing?
Yeah. Documentation.
No, I just bought this car 2 years ago. Insurance in the post and I have insurance.
NCT's gone. Tax is gone. No insurance displayed.
Your insurance in that. I paid for my insurance every
Can you
month.
turn off your engine there for a second?
It's off.
Is it off?
Yeah.
Do you have a driver license on you?
No, no. I'm missing.
You have no identification?
No.
Well, who'd you buy this car off?
I bought it a fella in the ocean in the boot yesterday.
Yesterday?
Day before yesterday.
You're tripping yourself up now.
No, day before yesterday. Honest to God, yeah.
Got no tax, no insurance and no NCT. It's got a male driver, female front seat passenger. The female has all the usual physical signs of a drug user. He's saying that he's just bought the car. So he doesn't appear to have any documentation to back it up. Again, I think this one will end up being seized.
Officer McElroy suspects the man is telling him a pack of lies.
Control, could I get a person?
He's got no ID and no proof that the car is legally allowed on the road. So the officers have no choice but to seize his vehicle.
Could we get a tow truck up to this location, please? Your car's going to be seized. Under Section 41 of the Road Traffic Act.
Please.
A suspicion of no insurance. You see, you told me you bought it yesterday.
Yeah, my license at home. I also got my
How
license.
did you get insurance?
I'm going to show you. I paid every month.
Where did you get insurance?
Downtown.
You only said you bought it yesterday.
No, the day before yesterday, but I put my insurance in. I paid every monthly. It's £200.
I'm not satisfied.
Please, God, don't just.
I'm not satisfied.
Please.
When I say that you've no license.
Yeah, but have my insurance and license.
Our checks have
yeah, but I'm
produced.
I'm from the north. I'm in New York. I got past my test and I have my license. Honestly, God.
James, it's been seized. I've made a decision. Okay.
If he's going to stand any chance of changing their minds, he's going to have to think fast. With up to 740 flights landing every day, from 180 potential destinations in 42 countries, over 4 continents. The task of keeping Ireland's borders safe at Dublin Airport is no mean feat.
Hi, how are you?
30th of May.
At the immigration desks, Officer O'Connell is on duty, helping to protect those borders from potential threats.
How are you doing?
A gentleman has just flown in from Hong Kong and has arrived at his desk.
Who do you visit?
My brother and sister.
Your brother and sister, do they work here?
Yes.
They work here. And do you have their immigration details? No. Do you have a letter? No. Okay. I'll try and find them on my system.
Officer O'Connell can't find any record of the relatives on the system. If the man can't prove where he is staying and who with, then he could be denied entry into the country.
They're not on my system.
No,
they're not here. No.
Asking my sister.
Yeah.
It turns out that the man is travelling with another of his sisters. She joins him at Officer O'Connell's immigration desk so he can question her about their reasons for coming to Ireland.
My sister and my brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
No mobile number.
What?
No mobile phone.
Mobile. Yeah.
087284. This is your sister.
Yeah. Sylvia.
Okay.
The woman gives him a phone number. But there's no answer.
Voicemail.
He needs to confirm their story to ensure that they aren't trying to enter the country illegally for work. For now, they are going nowhere.
Do you know your sister's date of birth?
Yeah.
Date of birth. Your sister.
Yeah.
Yeah?
My sister?
Yes, please.
Me.
Her date of birth?
Yeah.
And on top of that, the language barrier is starting to become a problem.
Date of birth?
Date of birth?
Yes.
Oh.
Is this 1948?
Yeah.
1948, September.
Maybe.
Okay. And born in, or nationality Hong Kong?
Yeah, I'm from Hong Kong.
Okay. No records.
He tries to get through again.
Hello, Sylvia?
And this time the call connects.
Immigration, Dublin Airport. You're expecting a visitor? Who is it? Okay, so I just need to get your GNIB number. Okay, and did you register with immigration? You did. Okay. The 8th of October 1956. Ah, yes, I have you here now.
The woman on the phone has registered with the Garda National Immigration Bureau and is able to give Officer O'Connell her details.
Yeah, that's fine.
He finds her on the system,
Very good. So you're the
is satisfied that the couple are genuine, and is happy to give them leave to land.
So when you are visiting next time, just get a letter from your sister with all her details on it, okay? Because then we won't be delaying the other people, okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. If they hadn't any contact details, it's grounds to refuse, to be honest with you, because they're telling you they're coming to visit people, and if I can't find them on the system, it means they're probably not here legally. So if I hadn't been able to find them, it would have been grounds for refusal.
Garda Traffic Corps officers Paddy McElroy and Philip Earl have pulled over a car for driving erratically.
Coming up with loads of stuff missing on your car.
They suspect the driver is being far from honest with them.
I'm not satisfied.
Please, God, don't just
I'm not satisfied.
Please.
He's got no tax, no insurance, and no national car test certificate. And on top of all that, he can't produce a driving licence.
It's been seized, I've made a decision. Okay?
They've seized the car. But before the tow truck arrives, it's time for a routine search.
Yeah, we're going to give it a quick search. You have nothing in the car that you shouldn't have.
No, don't use me.
Do you take any drugs at all?
Drink.
Drink?
Yeah. Fit.
And the plot thickens.
What's that? Who was on the cocaine?
No, but I don't take coke, I don't drink.
Some drugs paraphernalia here. We have the pipes that they use for smoking. This seems to be, it's not something you'd see much of these days, where they appear to be making up their own needles by using pins and so on. No need for that in the modern day with the government needle exchange programs and so on. It's unusual to see, and it's very old-fashioned. You'd see the likes of the needles and tubes, you know, for making up their own syringes. It's almost like you'd see in prison rather than on the streets, to be honest. the likes of this tin foil that's used for smoking. Then we've got this container here. The telltale sign here is the green liquid in the bottom. That's methadone, which is a substitute for heroin. People who are coming off heroin will be prescribed this through clinics and doctors and so on. The bag here is crushed tablets of some sort. We're going to guess from the colour and from experience they tend to be sleeping tablets. Again, more medication. These are all in the name of another lady who's not in the car, who's related to this lady. She tells us she doesn't take drugs, but a check on our system tells us the opposite. They seem to be harmless enough, two characters living homeless, basically living out of the car. Fortunately, the car isn't tax insured or NCT'd, so there's no way we can let them drive around like that.
Although they found drugs paraphernalia, there's no drugs, so the officers can only seize their car. They let them get their things together, and it looks like they have their entire lives in a handful of carrier bags. The car's heading to the pound, and the couple are heading off under their own steam.